What's going on, everybody? I guess you might as well call this another vlog video. I know most of my videos are reviews, so these vlog things aren't really so much in my style, but I've done a couple of them if you guys actually watch my videos, which only a handful of you guys do, because like I said, I mainly do reviews, but I'm trying to get a, how should I say, a bigger and wider audience. So, I'm going to sit here and stare at my cell phone for right now, tell you guys some stories or whatever. Well, let me say first off, I'm mainly doing this because I got inspired to do it by another YouTuber. I'm not gonna mention his name right at the moment, not without their permission. I've never actually spoken to this person yet. I've tried to a couple of times, but I have yet to hear from him. Anywho, yeah, don't mind me. I'm just kind of walking around, just trying to make the background a little different, I suppose, rather than just staying in one spot. Yeah, I know it's my house. Ain't nothing special going on there. And yeah, like I said, just pacing around, just chatting to the phone, trying to give you all the different background. Probably bring you all on a little walk with me or whatever like that, because I roll my own cigarettes here, and I'm gonna make one here in a second too. As you can see, there's my machine there. I don't know how well you can see that. I got my front camera on right now, so for that reason, let me say first off, my quality might not be as good as it could be. And sorry, yeah, I know I look kind of like scummy right now. I look kind of like shit. I probably Yeah, I need to get my hair straightened out and everything, but I don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. I ain't trying to make these videos to score no dates or nothing. Anyway, I'm getting all off fucking track here. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like I was saying before, another YouTuber inspired me to make a video about this. I've made one in the past about this. It's a phone line called Talkie.com. They have a website now. They didn't at first. When I first heard about the line, they didn't have a website. It was just a line. Now, I live in Connecticut, and at the time, there was actually a lot of them in Connecticut for such a small state. Because Connecticut has a big population, but it's small. It's one of the smallest states in the country. But even with that being the case, we're also one of the richest states in the country. It's expensive to live up here, but yeah. Anyway, with all that going on, I think at the time, keep in mind, I'm 33 now. At the time, I was 14. Believe it or not, I was 14 when I first heard about this, back in middle school, when I first heard about this shit. And at that time, there was a Hartford one, a New Haven one, Bridgeport one. I think there was another one too, but I just can't think of what town it was. Anywho, those are the ones I can remember at least. Like there was a New Haven Raven, was the New Haven one. The Bridgeport one I think was called the Loach or Roach or something like that. Loach makes more sense, but I think it was actually called the Roach. I really don't remember. And Hartford was probably the funniest named one out of all of them, which is the one I called, which was in the area I lived in Connecticut, because I live central Connecticut. I'm not gonna say the name of the town there. I don't want no people fucking with me. But we'll just leave it at that. They live in central Connecticut, which is pretty close to Hartford. So ours was called the Butt Monkey for my area. I don't know why they chose that name, but they did. And yeah, it was a pretty unusual name, I do gotta admit. Hold that thought for one quick second here. Just got a message on my phone there. Just want to quickly see what it is. I get back to that in a second. Anyway, so I used to call this line all the time, like I mentioned in my previous video. From the time I was 14, I went to a special school when I was a kid. See, when I was in middle school, it's a good way to put it. I was a troublemaker. Used to get in trouble a lot. Used to get suspended a lot. Detentions, all that shit. Didn't help very much that me and the vice principal, the one that was, dishing out all the punishments, did not get along. Kind of find it hard to believe that a full grown man does not get along with a 13, 14-year-old kid, but that was the case. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I wasn't the best behaved. I did do a couple bad things as a kid. Nothing too serious, but, I did a couple bad things. Like, this might not sound like it's that big of a deal, 'cause especially more nowadays, more common, but where I live, it's a small little town. One of those towns everybody knows everybody. Nobody really does too much bad stuff, at least as kids, at least. Nothing too bad. Nothing worse than maybe, I don't know, getting in a fight or something. Now, when I was in middle school, for example, like no one smoked cigarettes in the bathroom. Most of the kids didn't even smoke cigarettes, and I was one of the few kids that did, and got caught doing it. Me and a group of other kids. We were like, at least back in when I went to school there, we were the first and only kids throughout my time in school there that actually did that, that I know of that even did it, period, and got caught on top of it all. That's why we got caught, because no one did it. Just to give you a small example, I used to do semi-bad stuff, but nothing too serious. Anyway, and the vice principal there, this guy, his name was Peter Bogan. He was just a dick. That's a whole other story within itself. That's save that for another time. But me and this dude didn't get along or nothing like that. So I got suspended. They give us Saturday schools back in middle school, make you go to school on a Saturday for a 3-hour detention. No, it was fucking horrible. Anyway, you get after you get 2 of them, you get those like 2 strikes against you, and then the third one, you get like a suspension or something, if I remember right. If you get like that many in a row, I don't know. I can't remember how it worked. But either way, these kept happening. So if anybody else is from Connecticut, they might remember in Portland, there's a school used to be known as Elmcrest. Later became St. Francis and then Rushford, but it was mainly known as Elmcrest. That's what it primarily was for years and years and years till it got bought out and got shut down. Nowadays, it's shut down. They're still figuring out what they're going to do with the property. They're probably going to tear the place down. It's like its own little community. And it was for various things. Some of the people there were just completely fucking wackos. I mean, like, out of their mind, like criminally insane wackos. Then there were always bad kids like us that just kept getting in trouble in school. That's what I was there for. And there was other people that were suicidal there. Like, it was a mental health place, basically, just put it very bluntly. Everyone was there for something there was something wrong with everybody there, whether it be their anger, they couldn't stay out of trouble, some people wanted to kill themselves, some people wanted to kill others, some people were just nuts. Like the year before I went there for school, there was a 12-year-old kid that lived there, actually, because people lived here too, not just going to school and going home, which is what I did. And they actually killed this little 12-year-old kid because I guess he was spazzing out, and they went to go restrain him. And when they went to go restrain this little 12-year-old, they smothered his little ass to death and killed him. It's a little story that happened just before I started there. And when I started there, it actually wasn't Elmcrest anymore. It just became St. Francis. They just bought the place out. And if I would have went a year prior, it would have been Elmcrest. But I think it's part of the reason why Elmcrest got bought out, because of that thing with the 12-year-old, and they were getting bad press about it. But still, it was the same routine when I went there for school. Nothing changed except for the owners. So they just wanted to get their names away from it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I went there when middle school, and then because we were back at school, it's not too surprising that I heard about this line from this kid that was going to school there. And me being a little rebel kid going to school at a bad place, of course I went on the line. If I remember right, I still remember the number if I remember correctly. It was 860-656-7769. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember it not too long ago, but I forgot about it. I don't know what would happen if I call that number nowadays. I'll save that for another video, because I want to make a video of me going on the line just for shits and giggles. I want to try to make a little series out of it, as you can call it. But I'll call the original number and see what happens when you call it. It's probably someone's actual phone number nowadays. Wouldn't surprise me. I'll probably get some random wacko on the phone. Anyway, so I start calling line. This is at age 14, keep in mind. You know, I'm this little kid. I'm barely a teenager going into this party line thingamajigger that's meant for people 18 and up. But the thing that was the craziest part about it was almost nobody was actually, sorry, I had to wipe the screen. Sorry, but no one was really of age in that thing. Everybody was young like me. The main ages went from as young as 12 to usually about 16, 17 years old. That was a majority of all the callers. You know, that probably made up about 80% of the line. Now, I don't know about late at night or nothing like that. Back when us kiddies were going to sleep, that may have been different at that point. Might have been bad kids that were up late, but, you know, we had to go to school, so we had to go to bed. So that may have been different. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't always on it super, super late. But I'll include this in the video I'll make of me going on there next. But this has what they used to actually call party lines back in the day, which is when you pick up the phone and various people could be there. I guess my grandma told me back in the day that's the way phones actually were. Everyone's line was connected. You would just pick it up, and people could already be talking on it. Then the way it worked is you would tell somebody, like back in the day, hey, pick up the phone at blah, blah, blah time, and then you'd be on the phone at that time and then conversate. But keep in mind, during this process, somebody could listen to you guys, be talking at the same time, messing around on the phone, whatever. And, you know, there was no privacy involved in doing that. People could be blowing in the phone, messing it up on you, shit like that. It sounded crazy. But I guess that's the way it was back in the day, according to my grams. But anyway, they got this on this line. They got 10 main rooms of just that, 'cause you can switch rooms, so if they get to be full, which does happen, you can go to the next one where there isn't many people, or sometimes you get some asshole playing music or blowing in the phone or whatever the case is. People yelling and fighting. You know, there's various reasons why you'd want to switch. Or sometimes it's just full. So anyway, you go through 1 through 9, by pushing I think 7 or something like that. Then number 10 they call the hot tub. Then beyond that, they have another section of the line called the back rooms, which is a whole nother section, but it's the same thing. They just call it back rooms. And like I said, it's the same ordeal. Now in these party lines, you can just chat with random people at once, like I already explained. If you want to talk to someone privately, you get a special number that they give you at the beginning of the call. You can push 1 to get that number again, and then you and this person hit that special number, and you go one-on-one with them. And I think there's some other kind of code to do the same thing. I'm not totally positive. But if you mainly want to talk to someone one-on-one, they have other sections of the line. Like first off, they got this bulletin board, which basically think of it like a regular bulletin board. You can leave a little message or something you want to say, or if you're trying to advertise shit, which I went into line not too long ago. And not too long ago, it's mainly people advertising other lines, sex lines, stupid bullshit like that. Back in the day, it was just usually somebody leaving some bullshit, like post online, something up there. Somebody would go up there and just leave recording them going, fuck you, or something stupid like that. And then, it only stays up there temporarily because when so many people post shit, eventually the old shit gets deleted. Now, it stays up there until, like, so much new shit comes around, but people are using it kind of a lot. So, yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, apologize about the lighting going back for collection. I am kind of pacing back and forth. The idea of this video isn't so much to see me, even though you are seeing me. It's mainly to listen to the story. So, I know people have talked shit before about my videos, the way I shoot them. Now, keep in mind, I shoot my videos on my cell phone. I don't got no fancy equipment or anything. I'm doing it about as basic as possible. And depending on the video, they have different purposes. So, before anybody talks shit about it like they have done in the past, I just want to throw that in there. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Then the third option that I remember on this line was personals, which basically you record a little message for yourself. You say, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. I look yada, yada, yada like. I'm so tall. I'm weigh so much. I have this color hair. Anybody want to chat, hit me up, blah, blah, blah. Which that's what you do. That's your profile you leave out there. Now, keep in mind, you can use that profile temporarily, make a new one every time, or you can make a mailbox if you want to be a regular user, and that can also be your mailbox greeting, and it can also be your way into the chat there. So if you're a regular user, you leave a mailbox, so this way if you don't talk to somebody right then and there, they could go to the personal section later on and leave you a message. Because believe me, people really would take the sign seriously to find dates. I'm guilty of it myself, I'm not gonna lie. Which I'll get to that in a minute. So that's one option you could do. And then they had a guy section, a girl section. And I don't think they did much with the whole gay thing at the time there. They had a whole separate line for that kind of shit. Now, I don't know much about those on. I think I went into them once or twice before to fuck with people or whatever. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the gay ones, but there was a separate gay line. But I can't remember. I think there was a gay section too. I really don't remember. But either way, I would go into the guy section, talk to the girls, and there'd be more. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to offend anybody. So we'll just say the F word, gays, whatever. Now, keep in mind, when I would refer to it as we'll just say the F word, I'm not trying to diss you guys in any way because just how, again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, so I don't find it to be that big of a deal. Some people may, so we'll just say the N word, the N, and we'll just leave it at that, which really means an ignorant person. It has nothing to do with somebody's skin color. When somebody is a N, if you know what I mean, that just means you're an ignorant person. It has nothing to do with your skin color. People just associated it with a certain skin color for so many years. That's how people got it in their head that N is only one certain people. Like, no, I could be one. This other guy could be one. Anybody could be one. Because all it means is you're a stupid person. Now, let's go on to the F term, which I guess in this stage, being all PC and shit, I can't say fat. I'll just leave it at that. You guys know what I mean. Either because it's kind of the same thing as saying nit. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to offend nobody. Even though I find it ridiculous. And again, f doesn't necessarily mean you're gay. Doesn't mean that at all. Now, there's gay people and there's fat. Fat. And we'll just use your imagination. If you don't know what I mean, then this take a while, I guess, because it's pretty obvious what I'm getting at. Some people, nothing wrong with being gay. You want to be gay, that's you. That's your style, that's your thing, go for it. But a fat, we'll just, again, leave it at that. It's a whole other story. You know, they take it to a very extreme level and everything. But anyway, whole point I'm getting at, there were so many of them posing, you know, not posing as girls, but on the girls side trying to hit up dudes. And I used to always get so pissed. I'd be like, yo, there is a gay section for you guys to go to. There's a whole line for you guys to go to. Why are you up here fucking me? I'm trying to talk to I'm trying to talk to women. You know, I don't want to talk to your gay ass. Like, you know, what the hell, man? Leave me alone. Because they would hit you up, too. It wouldn't be enough they would be there. They'd be sending you messages. Oh, what's up, buddy? You need your dick sucked? You know, saying some nasty shit like that. I don't want to talk to them. You know, I'm a guy trying to talk to women, and there'd be dudes messaging me. And that would happen all the time. You know, and after a while it became a joke because I used to fuck with them and everything like that. Which I'll show all this in the video. I'll try to play it off best as I can back to when I was younger. And anyway, so yeah, that's the way that part would work, and it worked both ways. And like, let me think. And then there was the mailbox, like I said, on there, and that was pretty much about it. Because other than that, there was the back rooms there, which are the same thing as the front rooms. And then they also had a directory, which was just simply other numbers for other lines. Because back in the day when it first came out, keep in mind there was no website, at least not that I know of at the time. There was no like website for the going to that I. Well, actually, maybe there was. I don't know if there was always, but either way, most people got numbers. At least me, I got the numbers from going to directory because I didn't have access to go online at the time. Now there's a website that tells you everything, and a lot of lines have disappeared and changed and all that kind of shit like that. But I believe that directory option is still there. Tell you the different numbers. Now the same guy that's always done the voice, he's still there. He's always been there because when you call the number, you hear this guy saying "Welcome to the," and then depending on where you are, it'll say the name of the chat line, and then it'll go on and on about how it's safety, about how it's not safe to give out your information. Excuse me, about it's not safe for your information to get out. Then he'll tell you like that if you comply with all that, it's you push 7, I believe, and then if you push it, because if you push any other button, it will just hang up on you. So you gotta actually listen to what he says at least the first time around. You know, people that call frequently know enough to just push 7, which it's always been 7 to my knowledge. But yeah, anyway, whole point of this video is just to tell a quick little story. I got inspiration from this dude that was mentioned the party line. That's how it first got introduced to me, I guess. I kind of already mentioned this in a previous video. I guess this one I got a little bit more into detail about it. Explain it a little more. I guess I'm going to kind of want to try to make a little bit of a series out of it, just for a good laugh. I'll try to do a video, maybe I'll live stream it, maybe I'll just record it, I don't know, of me actually using the line, just to give you guys a better example of it. And, you know, if you want to use it yourself, do it at your own risk. I'm more or less just doing it for entertainment purposes. And if you guys enjoy this little story here, I got stories of my own that, because these other dudes I mentioned, if you look them up on YouTube, you should be able to probably find them. If him selling stories of using the line. And I got plenty of stories of my own, like real accurate stories, 100% true, of me using the line, and some of the situations I got myself to by using it. Like, for an example, I lost my virginity to somebody on the line. Now, call me a late bloomer, call me what you want to call me. Now, some people might consider this early, some people might consider it late, but I lost my virginity when I was 15. Just to put that out there. Now, if you want to call that early to lose it, now if you want to call that late to use it, that's up to you. To some people, it could be either or. But when I was 15, I lost it, and it's somebody on the line. And we'll save that for another video. That's a whole nother story, which I don't know. Maybe I'll get bored and do it not long after this one. But I don't want to make this video longer. I've been going on about 20 minutes about this. People like it, leave a comment, thumbs up, whatever. And like I said, I want to make more of a series out of this, give people some more stories to listen to. I mainly want to hook up with this dude that I first heard mention this stuff. I'm hoping to do a video with him so we can both talk about it. Or he mentioned he was going to make a book talking about this line, and I want to try to like add my own story into it if that's possible. But we'll see where this whole thing goes and everything like that. But we'll just leave it at that for now. And if you want to hear more, just sit around, be patient, and I'll make some more videos regarding this topic. Just to throw it out there, I also make review videos lots of times when I get like stuff from Amazon and junk, just, you know, to show you guys stuff, because I always hate buying shit and not knowing nothing about it, so I try to help people out with that, leave a link for all that kind of stuff. But speaking of links, I'll leave a little link to the website, thetalkie.com, so you guys could check it out if you guys want to check it out yourself. Use it at your own risk, like I said. Or, actually, you know what? I'm not going to leave a link right here. You can look it up on your own if you want. I'm going to leave a video. Next video I'm going to do is probably me using the line. And in that case, I'll probably leave a link. Or maybe I'll tell a story next. I don't know. But anyway, peace out till next time.